Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. 30 base.
Mike 59. Coming, baby.
Two draw Corker. Ready?
Now a handoff looking right. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Hey, come on out here. Come get 6-6. Pull it high. Hey, wahoo.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. 59 Mike.
2nd and 3. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Check, 59.
On first down, Costello looking for his running back, and he's got it. 4 yards on the dump off at 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Costello, and Josh Hill has it. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Ready? 90 Wolf.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Record.
Smooth.
59 Mike.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Ready, break.
4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 3.
Mike 56. Mike 56. Hey.
Pilot, 64. Weak.
Check. Crunch.
Now.
They'll try the left side. Blackwell, he's got a first down and more inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Let's go.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Everybody,
51's the mic.
check. 47. 26.
Prescott looks to throw on first. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball was thrown. We had an expression when I played. It's called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense, everybody wants a piece of that pie.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Kill. 26.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott looking for the tight end Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Shift! Watch the shift! Whip! Watch the whip!
Here's Bell. Bell first down and then some. Cuts right. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 17-yard line. Nothing fancy there, a little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
55.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Check. Check 55. Come on.
Gun.
Watch the slant.
Kill.
Mike, 55.
26.
On second down now, it's Bell, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Hey, kill.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Flush to his right. Caught here by Bell. The third down run gets him nothing. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain. Because the offensive guys, hey, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check, 56.
2nd and 13. Open man, it's Keith Kirkwood. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
First down, Saints.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go.
Back to throw. Costello. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And again this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
36. Check.
Greystone travel.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
Let's get it.
Looking to throw. Costello. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So forget the field goal. Give them the first on that penalty.
How about that? That's one way to pick it up, but that's doing it the hard way, but they'll accept it.
So how big might the special teams mistake be there? Running into the kicker, and that penalty leads to 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Costello. He lets this one fly toward the... And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 27, Prescott. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Under.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete here.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 2nd and 10, Prescott, and that going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd down, Costello. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. On 1st and 10, Costello. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again, Costello. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Watson. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
And it's 3rd down.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Back to throw. Costello. He is going to find Hill here. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Lutz puts this one through. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Again, it's Bell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a first down carry by Bell. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Forced out to his left. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right. Hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. That was pretty obvious. He didn't let him catch it.
Agreed, and what's hard is you make that long run downfield to try and cover it, but you got to locate the football as well.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Here's a 1st down throw that's complete, and he is out of bounds inside the 30.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
2nd and 1. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
132 fighter. Hey. Ready.
They'll run on first down. Blackwell. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. A tale to extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Second and 14. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check 4. Go. Get out there.
They'll go again with Bell. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Here we go. 90 Wolf. 61 Matchbox Lights.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a draw play. This is Bell. Bell a first down and then some. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Prescott. A screen to Bell. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
On second down, it's Bell. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here we go. Go right in.
55. Hey, let's get this,
First down, Prescott. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
I smell fear in that offense.
Now Bell. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Prescott on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Alex Anzalone. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Panthers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Bell, and he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
51 the mic, boys. 51. Here we go.
Prescott to throw on 4th. Escaping the pressure right. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On 1st down, Blackwell. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 16-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Check 59. Mike is clear.
Looking to throw. Costello. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. This quarterback now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Costello. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Boom! That's how we do it, baby.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone,
and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Saints, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank